So in my last video, I talked about my dream video game. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. Basically, I go into depth about what I would like to see in a video game, and what I asked for is seemingly impossible. But is it really? In this video, I'll talk about ways that this game could possibly exist, as well as looking at comments from my last video, which I asked for. Thank you for your comments. Some of them are pretty good, pretty interesting points you bring up. Others, not so much, but we'll get into that. I'm also going to bring up some other ideas that I had for the game that I just forgot to mention. Let's start off with some of the comments you guys left. Now, some of them I did respond to on YouTube because I do read every comment, you know, because normally I don't get many, and the last one I got quite a bit. So yeah, let's look through these comments. Let's start here. Does your dad know you're a furry? Yes, he's also a homophobe, so I don't really think his opinion matters. Can you believe I don't have a good relationship with my father? Or my mother? My family in general. This person says, could happen in Fortnite, to be honest. I left a response, but essentially, I don't think Epic could do my game justice. They would stuff it to the brim with microtransactions and battle passes, and I'm tired of both of those things. I don't want those in my game. Plus, Fortnite's art style, not the greatest in my opinion. It's fine, but it's not what I would be looking for. Okay, so this is something I forgot to mention in the last video. I'm thinking it would look similar to games like Genshin Impact. An anime art style, simple shading. Stego says, blood is describing Roblox. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Roblox is a bunch of little games that are all separate from each other. What my game is, it's a bunch of little games that are all together. Although it's not really different games. It's all connected, right? It's all the same game. It's just different modes of play within that game. Someone else said GTA 5. Again, no, not quite. GTA 5 is pretty slow. Okay, it's not fast-paced at all. You know, if you consider how the animations work in that game. It's also, I wouldn't say it's realistic, but it's realistic styled, I guess. It's not anime styled at all, which is the kind of style I'm going for. This person said, why are you a furry? And I said, it's fun and kind of hot. And someone else said that I was based as fuck. Thank you. But really I became a furry because I played Star Fox Adventures and I saw Crystal for the first time, and yeah, the rest is history. This person said, the only games currently impossible to make are full immersion VR, only due to a lack of the needed hardware. Any other game can be made, no matter how massive the scope, by one person with a lot of passion and free time. See, I don't think a person like that could exist in this time. Alright, like yes, there are games that have been made by a singular person. However, they're relatively small in scope when you could think about it, right? You have Undertale, that's a story-based game. I wouldn't say it's basic, but it's simple. Stardew Valley is a bit of an outlier because that game is pretty big from what I understand. I've only played the first like 10 hours like 5 times myself, so I can't really say, but from what I understand, it's got a lot going on there. But most games made by a single dev are pretty small in scope because trying to do anything bigger will take literally a lifetime to make. And for my game specifically, that one person would have to be extremely talented in multiple areas. Level design, character design, art, 3D modeling, textures, music. I think some people forget how much effort, how many things actually go into creating a game, because it's quite a lot. If you know, there's a reason why these games take years to make, even with a huge development team. This person left a pretty big comment. I'll just let you pause it here if you want to read it all. But basically, their point is that they worry about how hitboxes would work, since what I was saying in my last video was that the game is very much about player customization. Like, that's a huge part of it. Being able to have a character that's like really tall or really short or really big or really small. And that is a good point. But in my response, I basically said, I didn't mention this in the last video, I'm pretty sure. I didn't look back to watch it, but I'm fairly certain I mentioned this in the last video, where for PvP modes and like competitive player versus player modes, that the hitboxes and player models would all be standardized. So yes, in those modes, your character would lose some of its customizations just for the sake of balance. For the PvE modes, so let's say you have a big character model, right? You would think in a shooter that would mean you're more likely to get hit because of stray projectiles hitting you or whatever, right? My thinking was, if you picked a class/build, let's say a tanky one, you can make it so the AI reacts to that player accordingly. It focuses them or recognizes them as a tanky player regardless of the size of the player model. So basically, the AI enemies would react to each player according to what class they are, or like what kind of build they have. I'm not sure how that would work exactly. that would have to be something that would be tested. But that's how I'm thinking. The Jack Cracker says, here's my dream video game that's impossible to make ever. The most boring and generic mash of the most bland and common games around. Alright, so it's kind of funny how you left out your suggestion. So what do you got? What's your idea then, the Jack Cracker? What are you cooking up, huh? What do you got? Show me! This person noticed that I used music from Mabinogi in my video. Some of my ideas also stem from Mabinogi, which I didn't mention. For instance, you have your current level and you have your cumulative level. So let's say, you start off at level 1 and you get to let's say level 20. And then they had this system where you go through a rebirth. So your character starts over back at level 1, but you still have the levels you gained previously as well. So essentially you could level up infinitely. And I kind of like that idea. The more you level, of course, the more you can respec and customize your character even more deeper. Also, the music in Mabinogi is just fire. So I would like my game to have fire music as well. I don't think that need to be mentioned, but this person says, I feel like you can already do it in Minecraft. Like most feature you mention already have mods that already exist. Crowdfund for missing feature and make a server might actually make this idea real stickily come true if you can get over the blocky visual XD. That's the thing. The blocky visual is what I don't want. Also, it's still Minecraft. It's Minecraft. I don't want my game to be Minecraft. I want my game to be shooty game. You can't really have good shoot game in Minecraft. It doesn't feel good. You could argue some of that exists in Minecraft already. No, you can't actually. This person says, clicked for the booba, stayed for the content. Thank you. I am more than just my booba, This person commented, Dog Legit asked if anyone liked a game made with all the good parts of most popular games. Yes. And? What? Is there a problem with that? Why wouldn't I? This person brings up a good point. Honestly seems doable to an extent. It's more making all the various game modes balanced, fun, and not feel like a different game due to the balance changes. They just would. No, but seriously, each main game mode would require its own sort of team dedicated to that mode. So like there'd be an extraction mode team, a battle royale team, raid team, etc., etc. I also think this game would have to use either its own created game engine, like specifically for this game, or maybe Unreal Engine 5. I don't know. Again, I am not a game dev myself. I've technically made games using Scratch, the baby's first programming. However, I have not done anything else outside of that. Actually, I'm lying. I am trying to make a visual novel using RenPy, and I am struggling. But so I understand how hard it is to make games. Hun, I'm trying to listen, but you can't just be sticking boobs in my face the entire time and expect me to retain info. Skill issue. Sparkle 6318 says, sorry, I didn't watch your video, so I know nothing about you, but I'm going to insult you anyway. Have you ever thought of developing a life that isn't something you should be ashamed of leading? To that I say, no. Not at all. And then there's this comment. Feel free to pause to read it. But, yeah, buddy, I don't think anyone's going to make that. just gonna be honest here. I don't think anyone really wants that except you. But, hey, I'm not going to kink shame. We're not going to kink shame, okay? This is moving on. It's impossible to make for a AAA or quadruple A studio, but just fairly hard to make for a bunch of passionate guys who love making games. And that's kind of my point, I think. When I meant that this game was impossible to make, I didn't necessarily mean in a technical way. I mean, it would take up a lot of processing power and stuff. I don't think even the latest consoles could run this properly, right? Unless there's like amazing optimization, which even then, what I'm asking for is it's a lot. So I still don't think consoles would be able to run it. But this would probably be PC exclusive. So yeah, technically, on a technical level, could probably be made. But even at the beginning of my video, I said a game that not even triple or quadruple A devs could make. And I really meant that. AAA devs these days, all of the games have some kind of way to harvest more money from us, right? And I mean, they're in their right to do so. That's how they make more games, right? Is with the money that they earn from the game. However, some of these methods don't sit right with me. You know, you got some games that are pretty pay to win, but I think that's mostly on the mobile front. You have games with loot boxes like Counter-Strike, Apex Legends, and those games really prey on people with gambling problems, you know, people that don't necessarily have the greatest self-control. And you could argue, why does it matter? It's all cosmetic. It doesn't affect the game anyway. True, but this is still icky. Right? Take like the Fortnite Battle Pass, Apex Legends Battle Pass, any Battle Pass, okay? You pay $10, and then if you play the game enough, you'll be able to get the next one without spending money. Issue is though, every game is doing this now. Just about every game has a Battle Pass, so unless you're playing every game several hours, there's gonna be at least like 1 or 2 Battle Passes that you just can't finish. So unless you're playing all of these games enough to where you are able to unlock everything in each Battle Pass, which is going to be difficult because everyone has something to do in their life that isn't a video game, at least you should. Whether it's having a job, taking care of your family, other hobbies you might have, other obligations and responsibilities, you're going to struggle to do every single Battle Pass unless you know, maybe you could just focus on like 1, maybe 2, like I do. But still, it's a bit predatory, okay? It's very FOMO, you know, fear of missing out. That's what these games, that's how they get you to keep playing. It's that feeling of, if I don't play this for this long, I'm going to miss out on getting this thing that I really want. Does anyone else feel like Battle Passes these days just suck? Not even like conceptually, just like what they have in them. Usually in Battle Passes, I like the very last thing that you can get in them. Everything else is kind of trash. Anyway, getting off topic. So in my game, I don't want there to be a Battle Pass or microtransactions at all. The only way I think this game could be monetized in a way that I would be comfortable with is for a monthly subscription. But no AAA dev is going to be okay with that. Right? They're going to want to put some kind of other monetization scheme in there. Okay, now I think that is everything. I still may have missed something. I don't think I'm going to make another video about this topic. But again, thank you all for the support for the last video. Awesome. Really appreciate it. Thank you. But still, I'd like to hear what you guys think about the idea and what your video game idea is, because some of you had some interesting ideas. Some of you a different kind of interesting idea. Yeah. But again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Would appreciate it. And I hope to see you back here again. Bye!